comment, subscribe button. Guys, we got a video for you every day this week. Stay tuned. Today we're going to talk about the movie Straw. Yeah, guys, another Tyler Perry film. Now, before we jump into the film, we're going to go over a couple of things. We're going to give you the characters that are going to be starring in the film, and we are going to give you an idea of what this is about. So let's jump right into it. We have Taraji, who's going to be playing Janiyah, who is a single mother, and she's going through a lot. It's just one bad. It's one bad day. All right. Now, we also going to have Sherry Shepherd, who plays Nicole, the branch manager at the bank. And we have Tiana Taylor, who's going to play Officer Raymond in the movie. Guys, everybody were amazing in this film. This film made me feel like you do not need to go to the movies to get an Oscar. This changed everything. I really, really, really feel like, wow, I can't even not give Sherry Shepherd an Oscar or a Grammy for this. I feel like they need to be nominated. We need to create some things. We're going to nominate both of them tonight. First, we're going to nominate Taraji. She's going to just go ahead and get this Grammy or Oscar.
That's right. That's right.
Your acting, the way you embodied the character of a single mother going through a horrible bad day, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Guys, no one could have played that part. When I say she checked in the character, she checked into character.
Yeah.
Okay? She was checked in. I don't know how she checked out. She was so in the character. What a performance. When we get to Sherry Shepherd, Nicole, the branch manager at the bank, I don't believe we could have gave that role to anyone either. Actually, I saw Sherry Shepherd in a whole new light as an actress. We need to see more Sherry Shepherd roles. I ain't lying. I love this role. I loved her hairstyle. I love the outfit they put on her. She looked like a whole better Sherry Shepherd than I ever saw. It just feel like she embodied the character of a compassionate branch manager who also was a part of the community. I think her relationship with the community gave us a little bit more than she's just someone who works down at the bank.
Right.
Tiana Taylor, the officer, who wasn't just like a basic cop who you could just scat out of here, like get out of here and go get lady, woman, and diminish her character. But we did see in the movie her character dealt with being a black woman, struggling single mom who was able to relate to Taraji, a case she would be working on in the movie. And the cop, the brother who gave her such a hard time, probably think she didn't deserve her position, didn't understand her struggle. But he was able to connect with her at the end of the movie. We'll get into this. But I'm going to give a different perspective than I would typically give on a Tyler Perry film. I almost didn't watch this myself because I am sick of what he likes to showcase. But again, let's be fair, guys. Stephen King, right? We're expecting him to do horror with a bit of sci-fi, okay? We're not expecting him to give us a film about some comedy. We're not expecting, when we sit down, to get love stories. We know what we're getting. We know what theme he works in. When Tyler Perry creates a film, we know it's going to be about black trauma and the black woman struggling. And some crazy shit that you don't want to see because you wasn't able to get away from it in your home. And now you're an adult in your own environment that you created. And you don't want to be reminded of that shit. I have watched enough Tyler Perry films. So I'm going to first say to the audience before we get into this film, my perspective is going to be about the film and not about the politics. Majority of what I listened to or came across were people who just were sick of Tyler Perry's films, and you didn't get much reviews on the video unless you went on TikTok. So my perspective is going to be coming from how the movie is. Was it good? Did it get an F? not about his crappy writing that just drives off the bridge and makes no sense, and we left wondering. I mean, I don't have time for that. I'm gonna just tell you what I got. I'm actually glad I watched the film. So all of us who hate Tyler Perry films because it got some trauma and abuse in it, I would advise go watch it, because I was really like, you know what, I'm not reviewing this movie. I'm not reviewing this movie. I don't want to watch Tyler Perry. I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to feel no type of trauma. It's just way too much just even witnessing. Now, let's jump into the video. To me, well, before we jump in the video, let me just add a few more parts. I'm going to say, throughout seeing Tyler Perry's movies, I'm going to be fair and say he's shown us a lot, whether it was a movie or a series. I've seen the others as the help in some of his films, and that was amazing to see, because what we're not going to do is call people of color on my channel. So the indigenous people were very rich, and it showed them having money, and the others were the help. And he showed us a side that wasn't just poor, struggling the projects, can't find a man. He showed us a good balance, even through the haves and the have-nots. All his series, upper class, middle class, black people with money, power, and respect. And he has films equally where it's just trash, trauma, and he's relating to people who get it. So I really think he has a diverse amount of projects that don't just showcase one perspective of the black person. Okay? To me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
So I'm going to get into the film. But let's understand that Tyler Perry's work is black trauma. But this movie was very, very different. It had me on the edge of my seats. I didn't know it was 2 hours. I was just so into it.
Right. It did not feel like 2 hours.
It was a lot of shit going on fast. And let's jump right into it, guys. If it turns quickly from dark to what the quickly, just follow first, okay? The apartment. The child has to sleep with headphones on because the apartments are so trash that the landlord does not care that the music is just thumping through all night. Now, to me, I would have said she should have just put headphones on, but rethinking about it, as the parent, you need to keep a listen out in case you hear rattling in the living room. And like you said, the fan was in the window.
Yes.
So she needs to keep her ears open while she protect her daughter's ears so she can get to school.
And she got to sleep light, so she ain't never getting a good night's sleep.
She ain't never going to sleep. Mm-mm. She sleep and up at the same time.
Yep.
Wild to me. But I mean, where can she go and what can she do on the wages she make? I don't know what she could have did, what she doomed from birth. We just gonna take it from here. A lot of things didn't make sense, but let's just roll with it. So we see Sinbad outside in a chair. He plays a disabled neighbor of hers that lives in the same apartment complex, and he's always asking for money. She reaches in to give him some change, and she tells him don't buy anything to drink. He says he's not going to do that anymore, and, I believe him. I'm glad Tyler Perry gave him a role in the film. Mm-hmm. Yes, it may be possible he's exploiting him and taking Project Black people and making it look like he's saving them because they used to be somebody. I really don't care. It's a good deed. His family will be happy that he's still to work. And he was able to remember his lines and all of that, so he's not bad off. Mm-hmm. They didn't give him too much, but he's competent. And I like that he gave him the role like he did with the guy in the Cosby Show, who was working at Trader Joe's. The landlord sees this, and again, Taraji, who plays Janiyah, is behind on her rent. And the landlord say, "Oh, you got money to give him, huh? You better have my money by today, or all your shit gonna be on the lawn when you get back." Now she tells and begs and pleads with her. She get her check today. She's gonna take a break at 10, and she's gonna be over to bring this check. Now, guys, there's no way this is gonna happen because, again, all kind of shit happens. Again, if you have not seen the movie, get the fuck out of here. Okay, like they said on Players Club, get the fuck out. Again, guys, if you have not seen the movie Straw, clip posted at this section. I feel the landlord just lacked compassion. Did you really have to loud cap her? You mad she gave this guy 2 or 3 nickels? For real.
Right.
But I guess she's saying, if you got it to give, bring me the you want this 15 cents or you want to throw it across the street? Because he could have it. Either way, guys, I guess the landlord got a point. You don't want to see somebody that, oh, you handing out shit. They need to be worrying about paying you. But this was just insensitive. Where you at, yeah?
The landlord is not making a point. That was insensitive. Come on up.
She was. It was like blocking on the disabled. Like, I'll roll by her and be like, so she couldn't give me the coins? So you won't hate on?
Right.
Now, she drops the child off to school. She heads to her work. She work at a supermarket, a hood supermarket, a supermarket in the hood. The line is long as Wick City. Okay? This is Wick. This is food stamp. This is hook me up. This is vouchers. This is free government cheese, the way this line looked. No, it had to be they was giving away cheese. This looked like nobody want to come back later? They're just going to wait in this line.
Yeah. It was supposed to be 2 people on shift, two registers open, but it was one because
somebody didn't come in.
Somebody didn't come in, had an issue.
Boss tell her work both registers, right? Come on, get on one register, get on one. Now, when she gets in there, the girl gets to the register and she wants the hookup. Now, she don't do hookup. She ain't used to this. She said, girl, you're going to have to pay cash for that or have a voucher. She's like, the other girl, let me use my stamps for these things.
Her wick.
My wick or whatever. But listen, I don't know who allowed you to do that, but that's not protocol. They're not supposed to do it. The girl say, oh, come on and do it. You can hook it up. Who you, like, come on. Somebody hum a bottle at her of alcohol or whatever, it cracked. Boss come out and get all on her ass about it and want her to clean it up. Not all you all right. Your glass hit you. Who threw that so they can get the about this though? That cost me. But no, he don't address none of that. He's just all on her ass. She need to hurry up and not a line longer because she has to clean this up. It was unreal. You telling me the rent your fault. I get it. But getting to work and you being shorthanded has nothing to do with me. I'm here on my shift. They threw in a bottle because they can't cut your profits at the store and you're mad at me. Are we understanding what's happening, guys? What do you think about this?
Yeah, we understand it so far.
You gotta want your job bad. You just keeping your mouth quiet. You shutting up. I feel like, guys, then let me tell you what. I gotta say this, but I gotta cut it in some way. I feel like a job equates to having you have to have a job. You have to suck it. If you're not a sucker, you got to be an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. I refuse to suck it. Okay? To maintain a job, you got to be able to suck it. They want to see who's going to suck it. And if you're not going to suck it, then your hours get cut. You got to get out of here. Right? Or you ain't telling me enough of your business. You ain't sucking it.
Right. You're not bending to some degree.
You ain't letting me know how much you need these hours. I need you to suck it. It's like they either mentally want you to suck it or you gotta physically go in the back and suck it to move along.
Yes.
And there ain't a lot of places in these businesses to move along. You don't even know you at the suck it office and there's no other positions after this. Like, in what company are you really able? Let's say you work at the warehouse and you just do packages. Y'all ship them out like it's Amazon or something. How far can you really go up past packing, shipping, and sorting? Like, what are we doing? We bringing you where? To the warehouse management? And then what? Or team lead on the line? You got 8 through 12. How you going up? You just there 12 years moving, sorting, packing, and team lead. Sometimes getting on the line because y'all short. In the back of the truck, bent over, moving things, throwing them around. But how far can you go up?
Right.
Fast food job, McDonald's. You can come off the grill. You can go on the register, Well, come on, let's be for real. Where you moving towards?
There's a cap.
You cleaning the lobby? You the maintenance? What are you doing?
Yep.
Walmart. You got the pink jacket, the green jacket, then you made it to the yellow vest. What are you doing? Just walking the floors? 4 or 5 hours standing at the door?
On your feet out.
You just a smile technician? Mm-hmm. You work at the grocery store. You work in the back, whether you butcher the meat or you on the register. Or you at the check cashing spot.
Are you stocking the shelf?
What we doing? Are you stocking? How far can you move? You can move up in the company and you be thinking, really? Okay, so I see the stocker, the cashier, the manager who does the hiring.
The buggy boys. Yeah.
Move up where, sir? Mm-hmm. I just need to get my money and get. I don't know, y'all sold at the grandma now. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's why if a trip come up somewhere, we gone. Peace. You gonna quit your job? Girl, this is a lifetime opportunity. I could go to Aspen for 2 months, but then what are you gonna do after that? I don't give a. I can go to Taco Bell when I get back. But guys, she at the grocery store. She worked 2 jobs, and the boss is acting crazy. Okay. At some point, the school calls, and they like, you need to get this money down here. Now her daughter done already told her they was teasing her down at the school. The teacher is blasting her about she needs this $40 and saying it in front of the class, and all of this is weighing on her mind. So she needs to leave work, but go directly to the school. So she asked for her check. The boss won't give it to her before she leaves. So she tried to go withdraw some money out the account. Can't withdraw it. They tell her it's below the minimum amount. She's all upset. She gets in the car. It's pouring down raining. Cop runs her off the road, pivots her. They go over. He's talking about he gonna blast her up and delete her. When he see her, he gonna find a way to do it, and he gonna make this legal way. Oh, and then the other lady on the scene, that's a cop, she's like, get out of here pretty much before you incriminate yourself or get in trouble. You could clearly see he did these damages to her because he pivoted her. It looked like he attacked her with his vehicle based on what damages were. However, the lady wrote her 100 tickets and told her, get out of here or I'll go get him. What you want? Because he ain't going to be nice. So she tries to get out of here. She get back to work soaking wet. The boss all on her ass about you fired. Some guys come in, try to take money from the place, so to say, while she back there begging for her check. He on some, I'm sticking it in the mail just to make it hard and difficult for you so you can't do nothing. Some guys come in, they look at her tag, they call her name, they tell her bag shit up, they whop her in the head. She's just thinking about her check. She's snapping because she need to get this money to her child. So she fights them, wrestles the weapon, pow and pews them. Then the boss say, girl, I'm calling the cops. You set this up.
Yeah.
Unreal. What a fucking day. So let me run y'all through this. Her daughter has seizures. She falls. She hits her head. She wants to bathe herself. Her mom don't want her to bathe herself because this has happened in the past. And she has some type of knot or bruise. She drops her daughter off to school on her way to work. When she gets to work, the boss is on her about, look at the line. She takes over the register. Somebody hum a bottle with her. Cracks. The boss say, get it up in the most nastiest way possible. And then she asks the boss for her check so she can go pay her rent. Remember, say she gonna go pay her rent and get her daughter the money for school. But the boss don't give her the check. He say, you lucky I'm even letting you go, etc. She tries to withdraw money from the bank, but you got to have a $50 minimum, and I believe she got $47. So she can't make a withdrawal. Even her friend at the job tried to give her the money that day, but she didn't take it. And it seemed like that would have been better, but it doesn't matter in the end anyways because we'll get there. That's a spoiler alert. I told y'all asses to get up and get going if you don't want to hit a rest.
Go watch it and then come back.
So anyways, again, she gets to the school, and when she gets to the school, they're taking her daughter because she got bruises on her, and they already called family services. She's screaming and hollering, but she's not accepting this in her mind. She's traumatized. She gets back to work, and she don't even act like they took her child. She act like she still need to get her check so she can go take care of this. So she attempts to beg the boss again, but then some guys come in, try to take it. They even trying to throw her check in the bag. So she wrestling with them, and she defeats them both. and deletes them, gets blamed by the boss for setting it up. Boss tries to come towards her and she deletes the boss. She scurries on and goes to the bank right next door to try to cash her check. She do not have an ID, so the girl's refusing. She even got blood on the check, but the girl's not cashing it. The girl sees something lighting up in her backpack, and the girl, then Taraji, who plays Janaya, puts her weapon on the counter and says, "Girl, just cash my check." The girl throws her all kind of money, and she's like, "I don't want that. I just want my $512 or whatever." Sherry, Nicole, the branch bank manager, sees this. The cops call. They want to verify that something's going down there. She confirms it. Right? And next thing you know, we got a whole bank thing going down over there. Now, a series of things that took place in the film. If you watched it, we're going to go over it. Did the boss have to go? Why did the boss blame her instead of... It's like he had something against her. Like, why did he have to handle her so roughly? Like, the boss. Mm-hmm. Why would you assume that I had something to do with it when I deleted them? Are you crazy?
Right.
If I had something to do with it, why would I delete them?
Right.
That makes no sense. And then, why would I leave your money all on the counter that they was attempting to take when I could knock you around and take the money and get out of here? You done fired me. Mm-hmm. I got 2 bodies. Yeah. But instead, all I want is my check.
Right.
And you accusing me of setting it up. Setting what up? I don't want nothing from you. I deleted the burglars, and all I want is my check that was hanging on the wall to not be mailed and wait and have me in a bind. And as a favor and a thank you for saving your life, you still coming down on me, calling the cops, putting this on me.
Yeah.
How did that happen? It doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
If you thought that them being deleted, you or maybe you wanted all the money to yourself, so that's why you deleted them. But then
the other guy ran off.
Huh?
The other guy ran off.
Okay, but that would mean you deleted the guy because you wanted all the money to yourself. Mm-hmm. But then what do I say when you don't want the money and you leaving it on the table and you just want your check? What am I accusing you of? What did you set up?
Like,
was he just needed a moment to calm down and think? Was he still wired up because think somebody got something drawn on you? And you just, but I feel like, when you hear the tone that I'm not going to stop thinking this. Like, this what I think.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's what she heard. Mm-hmm. Guys, what do y'all think in the comments? Was the boss just taking it too far? And just not even thinking for a moment? Because I feel like he didn't think at all. Mm-hmm. And that was a problem. Right. So she ends up deleting him. Now it looks really bad because you could have defended that you didn't know these guys at all. There's no way it could pin you to these guys. You would only spend a few days of jail and questioning. They would have just took you down for questioning. They had not known you. The other guy ran off. Can you identify him? You obviously not with them. You look scared.
Right.
Let the boss fire you, and then you just got this one problem. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
She made it worse when she deleted him because now we like, now what's going on? Mm-hmm. Now you got to explain why the boss is on the floor.
Right.
Moving on to another problem I had. So she gets to the bank to cash her check and the bank is closed. But because Nicole, the branch manager, knows her, and she seems to deal with the community and she could tell a lady having a bad day, she tells security unlock the door, let her in, cash her check. Now, how many people feel like if you come here every 2 weeks to this bank, you a member, you got an account here to cash your check, if you happen to not have your ID, and she didn't have it because remember her car got impounded earlier when the cop ran off the road. Mm-hmm. She didn't have her ID. Should Tessa, the young woman at the counter, have just gone and cashed her check, and we wouldn't have been through all this? Because that's how I feel.
Yes.
If you know me, why I keep showing you my ID every time? Absolutely. You know me. Like, what? Even if it's expired, you know who I am. Do I really? I feel like some rules in America are just fucking stupid, and they are hassle for nothing.
Yeah.
If I've been banking here with y'all for years, why can't I get $500 just out of trust? Even if I ain't gonna pay it back and I'm about to get y'all, go on and get me. I'm taking the $5. You done made way more for me. Why can't I get $5 without applying for a loan?
Right.
If my ID is not on me, I'm like, oh, I forgot it. Oh, Sarah, you cash my check all the time. All of y'all didn't cash my check before. I come in here every 2 weeks.
That's right.
You gonna be like, give me your ID, girl. I gotta verify that you Sarah. Now, if you don't quit playing,
yeah,
that's what I think is some dumb rules. That's stupid.
Yeah, she could have cashed her check. She could have. There are some rules at banks. You bank here, your account is in good standard for this many days. Okay, yes. And you're in here all the time cashing your check? Yes. You frequent here?
We just need to know you. I could identify you because I work here.
Yeah.
We don't need ridiculous. A valid ID or anything each time you need to cash your check. Just go on in. You know?
Yeah.
If you rolling through outside and you want to put it in the thing and send it, no, you just send it with your ID. For security purposes as well. It's like you authorizing me to look into your account. You come in and I know you, okay?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like she should have just spoke to the branch manager from the gate.
Well, she did whenever she went in there the first time, and they had that long line, and she only had 30 minutes to go do what she needed to do. So
no, I mean about the ID problem.
Yeah. I think Tessa should have called her over here and look, hey, look, she banks here. She comes in here all the time, every 2 weeks. I know to cash a check, but she don't have her ID. Am I able still to cash a check?
Right.
You know, like to be on her behalf about it. She could have at least done that, and we just did a little bit. But
she was just giving her a hard time.
Yeah.
So after she pounds her weapon down and demands just her check, the branch manager comes over and say, just give her her money, just cash her check. They give her $500 and some and she's counting her money, but they think that there's an explosive in her backpack, but it's not. It's her child's science project. But throughout the rest of the movie, this is what they think as they sit in the bank. They done reported this to the police and everything. Now, Tiana Taylor, Officer Raymond, when she come in, we get another kind of vibe to the film. She fucking did that. Tiana Taylor, guys, Oscar or Grammy? Tiana. When I say she played the officer part, negotiator part well, and connected with the character, and was able to connect with and have compassion with Janiyah. I don't think, like I said, no one else could have played her role. Again, for Sherry and Tiana. Guys, we got to give them the award right here. Okay? She was on the phone. She was talking to her. She was relating to her. She was basically talking her off the ledge. She was promising her that if she surrendered, we could try to work something out. But Taraji did not want to come outside. Janiyah did not want to come outside because the cop earlier that she met that ran her off the road was standing out there along with the lady. She wanted them removed because she knew he wasn't going to let her remain alive if she walked out.
Correct.
Now, she wasn't necessarily holding people hostage in there, but I mean, without them in there, I mean, they had no reason not to barge in. So she wanted them to remove the man from the scene. While she's working on that, FBI shows up. The community shows up to support her. But FBI want to take over the case, override Officer Raymond. But Officer Raymond basically is like, hell no, stops listening to his commands, jumps in the front of him, goes in, bangs on the bank door, negotiates with Janiyah, shows them Janiyah the picture that, hey, we got the guy who did this. We're going to take care of him. She even goes sock him in the face.
That's right.
Is she going to get suspended?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. And if she does, it's with pay.
I feel like she finna go up in rank over there. She's finna be the one making decisions like that cop was, the FBI, whatever. Her and the guy, I can't wrong for getting his name. The one that was arguing with the cop. Mm-hmm. The indigenous man, aside of Officer Raymond that was calling shots, played his part too. I really liked the movie. It was a plot twist after plot twist. It literally was trauma after trauma. There's a moment in the bank where Tessa tries to escape when Janiyah takes Nicole, the branch manager, to the back of the bank to cut off all the camera equipment because Raya, I believe her name was, had put her phone on live. And it actually turned out in Janiyah's favor because the community was feeling like, oh man, look what that woman went through today. Oh my God. It was all the trauma. We need to support her. The cop did this. And she went through that. What she's facing. The girl wasn't even robbing the bank. It was just a series of it was crazy. So even the landlord who had evicted her that day and threw all her things out on the lawn. I mean, the girl get home she get off from work to go home, and all her child's medicine, everything was on the grass.
Yes.
As she is explaining her story without realizing she's on live and that the community is listening, you can see everybody's perspectives changing. The wise elder in the bank, the landlord who evicted her looked like she was on the steps breaking down, feeling bad. I'm glad they showed that part because it gave some sense of satisfaction that, dang, the landlord even feel bad. She got compassion, like, dang, girl, I ain't know all that.
Right.
Why you ain't tell me? Like, I just couldn't hear. I was just thinking about that money. Like, they showed the landlord looking like she just was tore up and having remorse from her expression. Guys, that was a good part right there. I'm glad that they was able to put that clip in. Her mom calls her while she's at the bank. While she's in the back shutting all the camera equipment off with the branch manager, Tessa, the youngin', tries to escape. She writes, "It's not a real explosive" on the windows in the back. She realized she can't get out the front door. Raya's trying to tell her, girl, you need to sit down. She got an explosive. I'm glad, even though the cops and the FBI noticed the writing, they didn't rush in. I don't know why. Maybe they changed their mind about that being an option there. Or maybe it goes to point later where we're getting to. The mom calls Janiyah at the bank. And she's like, girl, what you doing? What you doing? And she's like, Mom, I'm just trying to get the money to give my daughter, so they don't tease us. She's like, girl, she had a seizure last night. She died. She transitioned. She could no longer think. She checked out. She mentions this out loud to the branch manager, Nicole. And the branch manager, Nicole, says, I know. They told me a few hours ago. So I guess she knew the woman was too traumatized to tell her that. So what they saying is, as you see through the movie in the end, after she walks out, Nicole, Sherry Shepherd, stays with her sister in camaraderie as she understands her more than just being an employee. She had compassion. She was willing to take her child in for her. Yeah. But I was like, you really gonna do that? But of course she said, yeah, she knew the girl was gone.
Yeah, but I feel, and everybody's entitled, I feel like if it was a different story, she still would have done it. She still would have done
I'll give her that.
Because it was a moment where she was like, yes, when she asked her again right before they was going to walk out, do you promise me?
Right.
And she's like, I will, and I promise you.
Like, I'm glad she acted like a sister.
She really would have.
For her in the movie, right?
Yes, absolutely.
She was like a sister.
Yeah.
Tiana was too, but she had a line she couldn't cross.
Right.
She had to have integrity and respect morals and values for her position too, because they have a code of ethics.
Yes.
But she also had morals and values as well.
Yes.
So it was like a line. It was like a line. Like I could only show compassion so much, or it looks like
I could cross a couple of them.
I'm not treating you like it's against what type of work she do.
Yeah.
Now, they show in the movie towards the end that she continues to go to school, drop her daughter off, but there's no one there. Go to her apartment. She got the headphones there, and she's trying to cover her daughter's ear, but her daughter's not there. She was never there in the movie. Amazing plot twist. So what they're saying is the daughter transitioned the previous day or hours. And in the process of her trying to get the medicine and all these things transpiring, when it's given, her mother told her earlier. Last night her mama told her. And this is what made her, if you go back to the scene in the movie, say her daughter couldn't go stay with anyone else. She was all she had. Her family was crazy. And I believe she was saying her mother and her father was crazy because they told her that her child was gone and her mind didn't want to process that. Right? Her mind didn't want to process that, so she called them crazy because that's what they were trying to tell her. And then they fast forward when she was at work and she got the call from school, you need to come down here and get your daughter. And that's when family services took her. They flashed back to showing it was a bill collector. And the bill collector, I believe the bill collector on the phone wasn't the typical bill collector. It had something to do with burial, something to do with the child passing and the transition, and she needed to cover the bill. But it was reminding her that her child was gone. Trauma. So she refused to accept it.
Yes.
And this is how her mind, it visualized things because it couldn't handle the trauma. So she told herself, oh, that's the school calling me, let me get down there. Then they show her getting down there and saying, you guys called me? And the principal's like, no, we didn't call you, ma'am. Is everything all right? Almost as if, like, lady, I don't even know you. Like, what are you still doing down here? I think if that part was to show us that her daughter had been passed and she no longer go to school anymore, and I recognize you losing it, she didn't look at her like she was familiar with her. Like, oh my God, that lady, she was on the news last night, or hey, she lost her child, or maybe like you said, like she didn't know yet. But it wasn't given like, oh, I know you, I'm familiar with you. It's so sad the lady's still going through it. She needs grief counseling. It was given, I never met you. So maybe the lady dropped the ball on how she gave a real reaction to the mother still being trapped in trauma, thinking she dropping her daughter off, but her daughter ain't even with her. Because I would have been looking at her like, dang, she lost her daughter and she's still thinking
that she's dropping
her off to school, and that I called her up here about something for her. And it's like she told herself early in the movie, family services took her because she couldn't accept what her mother told her the night before, that she was gone. If you don't want to accept you lost something, she's like, as long as I get the $40 and get it to the school. This is the way her mind made her think that the child was still alive. All I gotta do is cash my check. All I gotta do is get to the bank. All I gotta do is get this money out the ATM. I gotta get back to the school. Even when the cop pivoted her off the road and they tried to tow her car, she needed the car so she could get back. If she just focused on her daughter need the $40, then her daughter wasn't really going. And so her mind made up all these things so that she could accept that her daughter was still alive. Because the bill collector was like, yo, you need to pay this death certificate stuff. They're transitioning you. You need to hold a funeral service. And it's like, no, that's the school calling me saying they need the $40. She's not going. You know, rushing to the school saying, you called me? What? She failed? She got hurt? She need her lunch money? Thinking y'all called me down here because of that makes me feel like, you know, dropping her off. It's like her mind was trauma. It's almost like if you get deleted in the most crazy way, but your soul still running, your spirit still, it hasn't accepted. That is crazy. It's almost like having checking out, like finding out you lost everything that mean the world to you. And you like, you know those people where they lose somebody and they like, get up, come on, baby. Mama's calling you. And you like, baby,
just wake up.
And they like, baby, they gone. Auntie Francine, they gone. and they have their moment where they break down, they're accepting it then.
Yeah.
But then they have people where they're like, get her home. Get her home. And she's like, I gotta go get my baby. He's waiting on me. And it's 3 a.m. and they still crying saying, but Junior's gotta get his lunch together. And it's like, girl, I don't think she handling it well. Y'all gotta get somebody. She need to go see the doctor tomorrow. It's like, no, girl, it's not just laying down. She's not accepting it. So those people are stuck. They in trauma. Yes. It's like hard trauma hitting you. Some people mean some things, and people mean a lot to people that's a trauma. I love this Tyler Perry film. I can't say nothing bad about it. The writing, okay, we got a couple of questions. Like, did she really go to the bank and do all that? Is she back at the same complex? Because it shows after. It's just basically it never happened.
To me, the bank really happened. To me, the bank incident really happened. To me, after the bank, she went to jail.
But no one spoke of her going to jail.
I know that. I'm speaking on it.
She's like, she going out dropping her daughter off to school.
No, that is letting you know how she lost it. And going to, like, the clip going back to the house, and it's showing you the headphones laying next to her. It was an empty house. Her daughter really was not there the whole time.
Now, some people want to say day. This since birth, but clearly in the movie it was the night before.
Yeah, I don't know who's saying this was since birth, but at the beginning of the movie, whenever she had that blanket leaving the hospital, that was the night before, and she was leaving the hospital with an empty blanket.
And she just never accepted it.
And thinking that her mama and her sister was crazy.
Yeah, like how I was saying, like, so your brain will protect you. It'll make up illusions for you to still live in here. Mm-hmm. When it's like, we got all this stuff happening, like, lady, you need to pay this bill, you need to come down and do the funeral. Like, oh no, that's the school calling me.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know what y'all think in the comments about this movie, Straw. There was so much to cover. Mm-hmm. Let's go over the comment in the movie that I'm sure stood out to a lot of people. The wise elder said, people just don't know how expensive it is to be poor. That was a significant message in the movie. It can cost a lot. Like, somebody had an example where they said it costs $15 to send 20. Come on home. Mm-hmm. If you need money, they said Tyler Perry, Taraji mentioned he was going through something when he was homeless, and he called back and he wanted $20 from his mom, and she was like, you need to come home because it costs $15 to send 20. So if you get it, this is in reference to the message that Sherry Shepherd, Nicole, the branch manager, gave Janiyah. She used to work at a check cashing place, and people would come in and they would pay these percents and they would pay this amount to cash their check. And she used to tell them, why y'all giving y'all money away? Just go over here and open an account. She started working at the place, applied at a bank so that she can give information to her people and let them know to open the account. And Janiyah references that Nicole, the branch manager, was the reason she opened the bank account. Mm-hmm. Because she told her, why do y'all keep giving these people y'all money? And she said, I opened the bank account because of you. So the message, it's expensive to be poor, runs deep for a lot, and it hits home in many ways. I'm glad they had the wise elder to drop some knowledge in the video. That was a good egg and nugget, Tyler Perry.
Yes.
I like how when the wise elder began to feel ill, they discovered she was a diabetic. Even though she was chilling and keeping it to herself, they let her out. Mm-hmm. She said, I'm sorry what you're going through, baby, and I hope it works out for you. Yep. So she had compassion.
And Janiyah said, make sure she get help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like the scene where after Nicole, the branch manager, walked the wise elder out, she fought Officer Raymond to get back inside. Mm-hmm. And Officer Raymond knew what it meant because she wanted to do the same. Yeah. So allowing her, in a sense, was a way of her letting herself back in to be there for her because she could only go so far. Yep. So she was like, She's like, I can't let you go back in that bank. She said, I'm going to be there by her. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be there for her. I'm going to support her.
She trusts me. Yeah.
She trusts me. Mm-hmm. And Sherry, y'all. You get an award. And I'm not just talking any award. I will give an Oscar to Taraji, Officer Raymond, get a Grammy. And I don't know which one bigger, but y'all know. Amazing movie. I don't have any more. I advise you go watch it. I wasn't going to watch this Tyler Perry film, but I feel like once he come on, you're going to be so lost into it. You ain't even going to realize before it's over. And you're going to be like, what?
You are locked in.
You were locked in. It was like plot twist at the end. The end was a what?
Yes.
I never been shocked at the end of a Tyler Perry movie. I'm a Twilight Zone type of person. I like going in different dimensions. I like a different twist to a movie. This wasn't sci-fi, but it was like, wow, okay.
And it's definitely an emotional grab.
Yes. Now, she was crying through the whole movie. I thought I was going to be, but I was shocked.
I was so choked up. Words couldn't even come out. I was like,
oh, girl. I was like, you all right? You was the TikTokers. I could have had, I should have been filming.
Yeah,
but I believe
it was amazing. It was amazing. Tyler Perry really, really did it with this one. He really did. I mean, Tyler Perry. You know,
Tyler, you did it. Tyler, Taraji, Officer Raymond, and Sherry, the bank branch manager Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, guys, tell us what y'all think about it. This review, reaction, recap in the comments.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
Speak on it.
To speak your words. Mm-hmm. Let us know what y'all think. Again, guys, try to get a bit of a different perspective on the film specifically and not the politics. But this is a free discussion, free platform. Everybody, put your viewpoints in the comments. We want to hear from you. Hit the like, share, comment, subscribe. And again, y'all, it was an amazing talking point piece. We're out.
Yes.
Peace.